Okay, I got a little bit flustered before, but I'm not going to let technical difficulties get me down. Well, I guess this can be part two of the first broadcast of Monica Foster at Home. Once again, it's me, Monica Foster, and I think that the first topic of my show that I'd like to cover is, I guess just moving out and living on your own. Whether you're looking to get into adult entertainment or regular entertainment, or just to get out into the world and live on your own. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of it just takes a lot of energy and effort to really make it as a single male or female in this world, on your own without any assistance from parents or friends or government programs. It's difficult. So that's what I'm going to cover today. And the reason I want to cover it is because actually a friend of mine who I've met since living out here in sunny Los Angeles, because I'm actually from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but now I live in LA. She came out here to be a mainstream actress. Now, when I moved out here 2 years ago, I mean, I've lived on my own for years, but at the same time, I had a bit of an umbrella. My mom lived always no more than an hour away from me. I grew up in South Florida for the most part, so when I moved out, I moved into Fort Lauderdale, I lived in Miami at one point, lived all over South Florida, but I always knew that if worse came to worse, I always had my mom as a backup to help me out. But, when I moved out to LA, bit of a rude awakening. I mean, I talk to my mother on the phone just about every day. Well, not every day, but at least once a week. But, when I moved out here across the country, I didn't have that same umbrella anymore. And it's been hard. It's been hard, especially in this economy. Sometimes there have been days where I'm like, wow, am I going to be able to buy groceries? Am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? Especially when I quit working in porn as an porn actress for other studios aside from my own website. Took a bit of a pay cut, big pay cut there. But I'm surviving and I'm making it. But being that I do have the adult entertainment industry income to help me out, that's made it a lot easier on me than my good friend who I just mentioned. We'll call her Kelly. Kelly came out here to be a regular mainstream actress. You can see the light streaming from her face and stars in her eyes. And she had a regular job when she first came out here, working for some sort of an event planning company. But she wound up having to leave that job, and she really did anticipate within a few months or a couple of months being able to find at least one acting gig, and she couldn't. Hopefully she will. Crossing our fingers here that she will. But she had a hard time. She's had a hard time, and she really doesn't want to move back home. I'm hoping that she'll find a waitress gig or bartending gig, something along those lines. But it goes to show that even when you are totally prepared, or you think you're prepared, you're not prepared enough to get out and live on your own. I suppose that's why I'd like to stress to any young woman out there even thinking about getting into the adult entertainment world, think twice, then think 3 times, and then think again. And then visit my site, gettingintoporn.com. I'm going to go out and type that in the chat. Because, moving out, especially if you live in the Midwest or somewhere remote, into a big city or any major city such as LA, Chicago, Miami, it's so difficult. Things are so expensive, and it's not like how it was maybe 5 years ago. it's very expensive to live on your own, and whether you're in mainstream entertainment or adult entertainment, there are so many lecherous people out there who will try to trick you into getting into a situation that you might not be able to get yourself out of. Okay? Um, I know one girl who found herself living in one of the model houses for an adult talent agency, and considering what they charge her weekly, she could have already gotten her own apartment, but they keep putting her more and more in debt, and it's becoming harder and harder for her to leave. And that's what happens to a lot of young women who come out to LA. They find themselves in a model house, a group house, something like that, to where the person who runs the house, they want to pay their mortgage, so they don't want you to leave. They're going to keep running up your tab more and more. So that's something to think about. But if you do think that you are ready to move out, live on your own, and if you do want to pursue a career in adult or mainstream entertainment, my advice to you is when you're looking for an apartment, just get a studio. If you have a pet, try to leave your pet at your parents' house. If you have to bring your pet with you, fine, whatever. But try to find the lowest cost living environment that you possibly can. Of course, try to find it in the safest area that you possibly can. Oh, hey, Crazy Frog. I see somebody else is in my chat finally. I had to reboot my show because I was having some issues with my computer. Unfortunately, you would think I wouldn't have those issues, but I did. But try to find try to spend as little money as possible. That's where I'm at right now. I have a decent apartment in a decent area. My rent to me is expensive because I'm coming from South Florida, where I was only spending about $800, $900 a month for a kick-ass apartment. But don't live beyond your means. Just because you might be making $1,000 for a shoot if you enter adult entertainment, that does not mean that you need to be going to the Prada store or the Gucci store all the time buying things that you normally wouldn't be able to afford. Save your money. Save your money. So I guess that's actually going to be the end of this particular segment of Monica Foster at Home. I hope that anyone watching this as a pre-recorded show enjoyed it. And I'll be back next week at the same time, and hopefully I won't have any technical difficulties or problems. Have a great night, everybody, or a great day, and see you next week. Bye.